And I want to bring in a friend of the show. She's a channel contributor, public defender, and all around dope sister, Sister Olay. Thank you for joining us this morning. How are you? There's just so many stories that we're covering that just focus on the black trauma. There's just so much trauma. We're looking at now Darnela Frazier, who captured the video of George Floyd being murdered by police officers. And she now has lost her uncle to police violence in the form of a police chase through a residential neighborhood, slamming into a man, killing him. And that man turned out to be Darnela Frazier's uncle. So now she has trauma on top of trauma compounding in her life. What is it that is just so frequent? The trauma for black people in this country is so frequent that the degree of separation is now one.
Because it's a cycle. It's a cycle and it's routine. And I think that's something we don't talk about enough, right? In my job, I always talk about the way the criminal system and all these tragedies that happen in the Black community. We have to recognize that it affects the entire community. And it's not just one time thing. It's not like you go through a traumatic event and then that's the end of it. That's just something for you to rebuild, right? Trauma just continues rolling into other issues and what happens, and that affects everybody, right? So this happened to this woman. She had to witness what happened to George Floyd, right? And that's already something for her to reckon with and deal with. Now she lives in that community and has to deal with however the police receive that, how they treat her, being known. Her family has to deal with that. Now it's her uncle. It's continuous. And I think, I don't know, alas, like I don't know how we reconcile and how we get past these things. I think it's more so that we have to get through it, and we need to figure out ways to support each other more and recognize that it's a daily battle, right? This isn't something that we blink our eyes and it's gone. It's not a moment. This is something that the entire community is dealing with, has been dealing with, and is probably going to be dealing with for the rest, at least my life for sure. So yeah. we have to start figuring out systems and ways that we support one another. There has to be something more, and I think things like, I know they gave Darnela Frazier the prize, which
Pulitzer, yeah.
Yes, they gave her and I don't know how to characterize that, but that's not the support that we as a community need to figure out something else. How else we uplift this young girl, and how we uplift everybody else, because we know about her and we know about that case and we know about these different things, but there are so many police brutality cases, so many families and communities and all these people. It goes outwards. It's not just this individual victim. It's not just the person you heard about. It's the entire community is affected. So we have to figure out ways that we uplift and support each other on a daily, because these things contribute to more violence, more problems, more psychological trauma, and as our community gets locked in these cycles. But it's hard. It's rough.
I'm thinking of the brother who was killed. We covered it on Roland Martin last night. The police officer pled guilty to manslaughter. Is only going to receive 3 years. 3 years for the life of a black man. And to hear the mother, the wails and the screams of the mother as she... as her soul ripped apart, stating how now she has to live. She had to live without her mother. She lost her father, but now she has to live without her son. And in this case, the police officer shot the man in the back as he ran away. And I don't have it. My producers will get me the name and the state. We'll get all the precise information for those who want to know the exact story. But the story repeats itself around the country too many damn times.
Right, it could be so many. That could be so many stories. That could be so many stories. It's just America's legal system just does not care about what the truth is and what justice is and what is fair. And that's just the honest truth. I wish I could say something else, but that is the truth, right? Because legally speaking, running away from the police, the Supreme Court has decided this, running away from the police is not even indicia of guilt, right? Legally, in terms of, how the court is supposed to analyze that, that's not even grounds for you to justify, proceeding after somebody or, evidence of their guilt. But somehow every day in this country, police are able to shoot Black people in the back, shoot us, kill us. Like, there's never been a more clear someone is not a threat to you. They are running away from you. Like, legally, you should even have the time, the things that they're chasing these Black people for what? For what? Just last night, I put up a case on, I do that daily thread. And they shot the man. They were like, oh, he's not complying. He was running away, about them trying to pull him over for expired tags. What? Why is that? Why does that matter? The things that they murder people for, and to me, that just exemplifies that these are just flexes of power. That's all it is. It's just the ability to show that you can dominate a people and you can exercise this control over them, and no one can stop you, because there's no other reason. Why are you chasing somebody down about things that aren't even crimes, traffic infractions, misdemeanors, things that you wouldn't be able to prosecute? You couldn't put them in jail for that. You know what I mean? You couldn't even beat that case. Like, it makes no sense. But yet you are murdering someone for it. That makes no sense. And in no other context would we allow it. But we allow it with police, and we allow the system to go on where they can continue doing it constantly. And it's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And it blows my mind about this country every day.
This is the story. And I'm reading from NBCnews.com. The grieving mother of a Black man killed by a white police officer during a 2018 shooting that was captured on video told him Friday he better watch his back in jail, prompting chaos in a Tennessee courtroom where the ex-officer pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter. And this is the mother of the victim speaking. She said, I hate you. I don't accept your apology. Vicky Hambrick screamed at Andrew Delk, a former officer with the Metropolitan Nashville Police. You better watch your back in jail. So Hambrick is the mother of Daniel Hambrick, and it's just another brother. And we don't have the video, but I don't want to play the video because I don't want to hear that mother screams again. I'm tired of America.
I love that she. Yeah. I love that she said she hates them, because too often Black people are expected to be so much more forgiving, so much more benevolent, so much more kind-hearted than everybody else. We're the only people who are supposed to deal with trauma and abuse every single day in the country, and we're supposed to say it's okay. Join hands with me. It's fine. No one else does that. Everybody else, anytime there's a crime committed against anybody else, they can't wait to trot out the white victim. To go on a long tirade about how this person needs to go to jail long ago. Look how my family's been affected. Yeah. But anytime as a Black person, we're supposed to come out here, get real religious, soft, forgiving, and all of this. So I appreciate that Black woman allowing herself to feel her emotions and say, you know what, I hate you. You took my son. Yeah. And that's her right. That's absolutely her right. And I'm glad she did it.
Sister Ole, thank you so much for coming and sharing and just helping us speak truth to power on this issue.